It's not an easy road because Man City or Real Madrid is waiting on the other side.
Yeah,
now
man.
that
semifinal
that is going to be different, bro. This is the thing though. Last year,
City cook, City win easily. Same shit.
I don't know if City win easily.
Jude Bellingham tax.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Don't care.
But it's just
Real Madrid's aging midfield from last season is not the same midfield.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying,
season.
and that's the big difference. Last season, Man City steamrolled these men physically.
Yeah, Modric and Kroos
no
playing together.
questions.
Combined age of like 70 something.
But this season,
They just played
too many. Like
they just played a Red Bull team and they barely beat a Red Bull team. Now
City
they're gonna go
beat,
with.
City barely beat Leipzig in the group stage.
Also, if there's any center
and they
back, I
struggled
want
against Porto.
to.
It's the Champions League, bro. I'm telling you, anybody's gonna struggle against anybody, bro. Styles can clash, matchups can go not how you want it.
That's the thing with Madrid. Real Madrid are never scary because they're gonna outplay you in the chance. That's hardly ever what the fear is. Like Real Madrid get three Champions League on jamming. City
jumped that. They went over that hump last season. They're not scared anymore. They went over that hump. They don't have that hump to go over anymore.
Yeah, I don't think it's just a fear. It's not the fear factor, but it was just a pure. Again, I'll talk to you in a second. But yeah, I don't think it was just a fear factor. But again, down to the straight physical presence that was there on top of, again, just the quality gap is not that big. Again, it's fucking Real Madrid. Let's be real. But the physicality that they put on Real Madrid in that tie, they could not cope. They could not cope, specifically in that midfield. But now you have, again, Bellingham.
He didn't even play midfield. Ancelotti went to the Etihad and he had freaking Kroos playing left wing back. Like he literally played with seven defenders
and tried to play around and stuff like that. But City, again, they're too physical, they're too athletic for that build. But this season, I think it's different, and I think that platform's a much tougher matchup. But nah, go ahead, Phil.
Yeah, I was just gonna say this Madrid team this season is almost built out of a lab of the type of football that's been giving City problems this season. They just have an energetic, direct team. They play with a narrow four in the midfield, which is everything City have been struggling against. And they have Rodrigo and Vinicius if everyone's fit, with Jude Bellingham just getting into those spaces, the late runs into the box. I mean, it's everything to the T that City's been struggling with this season. I think Adrian would tell you the same. So, like, of course, City's a better footballing team than Real Madrid. I don't think anyone would deny that. Like, they're probably going to dictate most of the possession. They're probably going to have... Actually, I don't even know if they'll have most of the chances. But just, man, if City doesn't shore up their transitional faults, which, again, we saw evident at Anfield last week again. Yeah. And I think Real Madrid is better equipped to take advantage of that than Liverpool was in that game. And that's... If Real Madrid goes through, that's how they go through. So I don't think this is
we're saying that when was the last time we've
City cooked them 4-0 last season, so it's going to be simple as that again this season. City are still the favorites, of course, but it's if anything for me, it's like a 52-48. I think this is a really, really close tie.
Yeah. I think it's a 70-30 for me. Specifically, too, if we're adding history onto this, when have Madrid won the league and the Champions League? You know what I'm saying? Like they're just not.
I mean, that's true.
When they beat Liverpool
2 years ago.
Yeah, they won the double.
That's what I'm saying. I'm talking about treble.
That's not
they're just not a treble. They don't love that treble in them. You know what I'm saying? I think they're deep in all their cups too. Like I said, I'm just City. I just don't see why they wouldn't win this match again, unless this is the downfall of the Manchester City that we've been seeing, because they have everything that it takes to beat this team and comfortably. In my opinion.
Yeah, but I think this is trickier than normal. And again, I don't know how close, what's it called, Eder Militao, Thibaut Courtois. I think they might be close to returning as well, so they could be back for those ties.
Would be huge, man. Yeah, if Kepa's on,
I'm pretty sure they're close to coming back as well. So I mean, that could be a whole different dimension to this tie as well. Like
Courtois, Militao, if we add them, then obviously I'm not going to say 70-30. Yeah. Just Courtois adds 10%, 15% onto Madrid. You know what I'm saying? We saw what he can do and what he does, but again, currently at what it is right now, I just think Madrid are a little bit overrated in the Champions League this year. And you know how they are. They are Champions League, right?
That's fair.
But again, City overcame that hump. I don't think they're afraid of that hump. We'll see. We'll see that first matchup in the Bernabeu. See how it goes.
No, fair, man.
Yeah, there's an important thing we have to consider here is that well, actually, there's two things. The first thing is that I believe the first game is in Madrid, so it is. that's pretty important, because I didn't think so in the past that it was this important. But after seeing what happened in 21 through 22, after we played the second game in Madrid,
for sure,
that collapse happened, and then last year it was the reverse.
We played at the
Etihad second game. It's because I don't like winning at the Bernabeu is very, very difficult. I mean, I don't remember the last time that they lost in the Champions. It's probably been at least over a year, maybe two, that they've lost at the Bernabeu in the Champions League. So, I don't see us winning that game. If we were to get a draw, just like we did last year, I'd be happy with that. Bringing the draw back to the Etihad so that we can have the home advantage to just have the task of winning the game there. And then the second thing that does kind of scare me is a bit on the superstitious side is that I've noticed that Real Madrid and there's other people have said this, they tend to get revenge on the teams that knocked them out in the Champions League. I remember it happened with Chelsea. I don't know if it happened with PSG or not. I'm trying to remember. But it's kind of this thing where they play somebody again in the Champions League the year after, and they get revenge. So that does scare me. It does a little bit, especially seeing how the Real Madrid fans have reacted to the draw. It seems pretty split. Some of them scared, another large group of them extremely confident that this year is going to be different. So there's some things to consider there, and should be two very, very good games though. And
this probably should be the final.
Closed. Yeah, the gap is definitely closed because I said this last week. We're not at the level we were last season. We've come down. So the gap between the two teams has closed. They've gotten better. We've gotten a little bit worse. It'd be a massive disappointment to go out in the quarterfinals.
And also just matchup wise, I feel like Real Madrid just matches up really well against City play style wise.
At this point,
like this current team.
They have, I'm just looking at the players too.
Like of course Vinicius Jr. Just speed demon.
Yeah, Rodrigo's been on form in the Champions League as well.
Can't stop him.
Damn.
The way Kyle Walker's been playing this season, he's
got things to worry about, brother.
He's gonna get cooked up by Vinicius. We've seen the way Luis Diaz cooked up Kyle Walker the last that scares me. It does. He's been playing out of position a lot, getting caught out. That's pretty scary, and he is gonna play because we can't. I don't think
Vinicius is.
I have no problem
form of Luis
Diaz.
Exactly. Yeah,
the final form. That's a good way to put it. I haven't heard it that way.
Yeah, but before I say this,
Rodrigo and Bellingham also getting into good positions a lot of the time.
Yeah,
I'm not worried about their attack. It's the defense. Their defense is so. I mean, if you're starting Kepa in goal, brother, you could have Trey take a shot from somewhere in the field and that should go in. So
I will do my hamstring in, but hey, listen, we'll be all right.
Holland's big game form concerns me too. I mean, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, but you have.
Big stockpot shooter. You know what I'm saying?
If anyone good score, I think is going to be him or Kevin. Holland's big game form ever since last year. I don't think he's scored.
KDB's a big
on return, looking a little bit.
Kevin.
He's saving it up.
His hamstrings can't last in the big game.
Or Bernardo's always,
Chase, what's up with hamstrings episode?
No, he saves it for the finals. It for the finals. Now, if we're talking about Champions League final, I think it's a different situation. This is a semi-final or quarterfinals. I think KDB will still play the 90 minutes. Now, if you're telling me it's a final, it's a whole different situation.
Yeah, that's when nervous KDB.
Yeah. Yep. Now, all right. Let me say this. Let me again provide some context and only ask this question. So I did just look back and what's it called? Ancelotti provided confirmation in the past week or so that Thibaut Courtois and Eder Militao are on track to be back by the 31st for their game against Atletico Bilbao or Club Athletic, whichever one of those.
That's only 9 games. That's only 9 days.
Yeah, but again, they said he could be on track to play against City. They could be on track to play against City. They're already in group training at this point. They might be going to the international, respective teams and stuff and get some light training in or whatever.
If I were City, I would
they're
love
on track to be.
If Militao gets back. Oof, you haven't played the whole season and you just come straight up. You're going to play City.
Who are they playing with Militao out? Is it Rudiger and Alaba?
No, Alaba's out too. Alaba's been out. Alaba.
It might have been Nacho, bro. Nacho Fernandez.
So they're playing Nacho Fernandez and left back. Is it Mendy or is it...
Mendy, but
Easily.
Carvajal plays right back. Brother.
Yeah, Carvajal's the right
come
back.
on. That's the worst that's the Kyle Walker of 10 years from now. If Kyle Walker plays until he's 40, that's how he's gonna play. Like Carvajal plays now.
That's why Carvajal still playing like that, but that's
We
all
might
on
need
top.
Grealish back for that. I remember having Grealish and Carvajal last year. So.
Hey, type
I'm
shit.
just saying, like, in my opinion, like that deep. I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking too highly of City, or maybe too little of Madrid. But that defense is where there's the quality between City and is just way too big. If we do, can we do a starting 11 between these two teams, like City and Madrid, and then and then not right now, but like before or something, and then we do the same thing for Arsenal and Bayern.
We can do one for Man United and Coventry City.
And also, if we do one of those, we need to be very clear because those videos online piss me off. We need to be very clear if this is current form or overall ability, or is there a match tomorrow? What are we? Yeah, we need to.
It's gonna be a match tomorrow. It's gonna
be wishy-washy on their stuff.
So should be the match coming up. Which player you want? If the match
Okay. If it's on form, all right. If
so
it's on form,
in that theoretical thing, so injured players would be off the list.
Yeah.
Yes. So like if we do one today, we wouldn't add Militao, we wouldn't add Courtois.
So it's
you know what I'm saying?
So it's availability and form. Okay, cool. Okay. That's fine. But yeah, all right, cool. So let me ask this question real quick at a glance. We can highlight the scores and stuff like that when we get close to the dates. But all right, I'm gonna go through each tie.